Gizzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business. And listen, you can tap in or you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. And HASSAN Campbell, you are the topic of discussion, my G. Wack 100, you also are the topic of discussion, my G. So let's get right into it. And I gotta say, it's turning up in these YouTube streets. It's definitely getting lit in these YouTube streets between HASSAN Campbell and Wack 100. Now, Haas went live on his channel earlier to address a lot of the things that Wack has been saying about him, and he addressed a lot. He detailed a lot. He exposed a lot. I mean, it's crazy right now. Now, I'm going to say this. First and foremost, HASSAN Campbell has literally checkmated Wack 100. Wack, you have been checkmated. I know for a fact you do not want any more of this audio getting leaked to the public. I mean, you literally was running your mouth so much that you're backed into a corner. You don't know exactly what Haas has on you. You probably can't even remember everything you've told HASSAN Campbell over the phone, and he is threatening to release all the audio. You know, it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface. Haas went into detail about a lot on this live right here, and we're going to detail it. We're going to get into it. We're going to break it down. You already know multiple different angles. You already know how we do. And speaking of multiple different angles, if y'all didn't see my last video, go check it out. But the higher-ups, especially the elites, they open their ear to your boy Grown Man Business TV. You got to know that the things we saying over here is powerful. It's powerful because when you got DJ Academics and Wack 100 using the slogan, you know that the big YouTubers, the big platforms, they got an ear open. They got an ear open. And that just lets you know that we growing organically. We going to make it to the top. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Imitation is the highest form of flattery. So I'm flattered. I'm flattered. You know what I mean? Salute to everybody that's tapped in. Even if you're, if you're liking, if you're sharing, if you're subscribing, it don't matter. Salute to everybody that's tapped in. You know, it is what it is, and it'll be exactly what it's going to be. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my first angle. And that's the game of extortion. Yeah. That is the game of extortion that's being played and has been played on the West Coast for a long time now. You know, Haas definitely addressed some main key factors when it comes to this whole situation. And extortion is a major factor. You know, Haas tapped in on how, artists have been being extorted by West Coast gangs and West Coast artists for years upon years. You know, Nipsey Hussle, you got Pop Smoke, you got Biggie Smalls. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And I got a feeling deep within that that's going to create something like the East Coast, West Coast war that took place back in the 90s. You understand? Because, East Coast artists got to be tired of being extorted just to come to the West Coast, just to come out there and do business, just to come out there and make money. You got to pay a gang, or you got to pay an organization for protection. You got to know that that's going to come to an end, Wack. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Wack 100 is the guy that will get the whole crew indicted. He is the guy that will get the whole mob thrown under the jail, because when he gets on the phone, he feels like it's free as a bird. He feels like he can say any and everything, not connecting the dots that somebody is listening, somebody is recording. Wack 100 is the guy that'll get the whole team thrown under the jail. And that's what is a prime example when you listen to these audios, how he talks about extortion, how he talks about squeezing other podcasts, putting the squeeze on the Drink Champs, putting the squeeze on Gilly and Wallow. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface, and we definitely scratching the surface. Nip was being extorted from the jump. Yeah, Big U, Wack 100 had their hands in the pot from the jump, allegedly. Allegedly. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Holding on to the sex tape. You feel what I'm saying? Holding on to the situations with Nip, trying to lean on them. All the way up to the DJ Khaled video. You know, somebody contacted Nip and was trying to extort money just to have DJ Khaled in the 60s. This is a fact. This is real life. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times, my G. And the extortion ring on the West Coast has to be exposed. And due to HASSAN Campbell, it's been exposed. It is what it is. We just content creating over here. You feel me? I don't do any digging. I go straight to YouTube for the information. Some of the information is common sense, but it's not common for a lot of people to have sense. I'm gonna say that again. A lot of this information is common sense, but it's not common these days for a lot of people to have sense. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. You already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my second angle. My second angle. And that's just what Haas exposed about Wack 100 when it comes to gun selling and gun dealing. Now, this right here is deep. This right here, this angle is the one angle that let me know that the feds might get involved. This might go all the way out into the deep end, way deeper than anybody ever expected to go. Because HASSAN Campbell said that he has audio of Wack 100 admitting out his own mouth over the phone that he sold guns to, opposite gangs, rival gangs, so they could eliminate each other, so they could exterminate each other. Oh man, it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface. And that's just a reminder that you always got to know who you dealing with, and you can never underestimate your enemy. Never underestimate your enemy. Never underestimate the next man's game plan. Yeah, we all feel like we kings. We all feel like we know exactly what to do to get to the top. But if you underestimate what the next man is planning, what he's thinking, you exterminate yourself. And that's exactly what Wack 100 is doing right now. He is exterminating himself by talking on the phone so much to an East Coast dude, to a New Yorker. You heard what Jay-Z said, never trust grimy ass New Yorkers. Hov said that. Salute to Jay. Hov said that. Now, again, Haas, he claims he has audio of Wack 100 admitting, you feel me, to selling guns, to dealing firearms to rival gangs so that they can smoke each other. I don't know, man. When you dealing with stuff like that, you got to know that the higher ups and the elites are watching. And that's leading yourself down the alley to crash out and land yourself in the federal penitentiary when you talking like that. When you say stuff like that, you're hoping it never comes out. It never makes the light of day. And on top of that, I'm thinking to myself, like, why would Wack 100 feel so comfortable to talk over the phone, being that he's been, involved with Pyru for over 30 years. That's some of the things you learn in boot camp. In gang boot camp, you learn don't talk over the phone. The feds are listening. Somebody's recording. So that's very incriminating, Wack. I mean, it's getting wicked, man. It's getting deep, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface, and we definitely scratching the surface. And Haas came with the fire. He came with the thunder earlier today. I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, my G. It is what it is. Wack 100, this guy has so much audio of you talking crazy, talking reckless, that you could land yourself somewhere you thought you'd never be. You could land yourself doing time talking like that, being exposed like that. And like I said before, YouTube is the portal. It's another portal when it comes to the higher ups and elites. So they're going to build you up. Oh, we build Wack 100 all the way to the top, just like y'all was doing Nipsey, just to crash you out. The only difference with the higher ups and the elites is that they're not trying to extort you. They don't want your money. It's deeper. It's bigger than money. They want you to get to the highest level, and then they want you to crash for our entertainment. So Wack 100 is looking like you're going to crash, my boy. It's looking like you're going to crash in due time. You're going to have to sacrifice something, or you're going to have to really take your humiliation ritual to the next level. Because if not, I see the FBI getting involved, Wack. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You know, I didn't expose the audio. I'm just content creating, my boy. It is what it is, man. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my third angle. My third angle. Yeah. And that's just the simple fact, you know, that Hassan says that Wack is going through lawyers, and he's using the whole YouTube team to try to take down his channel, to try to take his page. He's even taking it as far as saying that he wants to copyright Hassan's name so he can't even use the name. Now that's deep, that's wicked. That doesn't sound like the actions of a gangster. That doesn't sound like the actions of a Pyru for over 30 years. You know, that's suspect right there, Wack. When did gangsters start going through the court system to get their point across? When did gangsters start using YouTube teams to take on down fellow content creators' pages? That's not a good... I thought that a Wack 100 would say, you know what? Don't drop no more audio. We gonna set up a pay-per-view fight, and we gonna get down. Or we gonna get down. And we gonna make some money off it as well. But we gonna scrap. We gonna squabble. We gonna shoot the fade for what you doing right now. That's what I thought Wack would do. But when you listen to when you listen to HASSAN Campbell, he's saying that Wack got a whole lawyer team coming at him. Wack got a whole YouTube team coming at him. And I just wanted to dig into that a little bit. You got to understand, like I said before, when you catch somebody with their hand in the cookie jar, when you catch somebody red-handed and they can't find a way out, they can't find an exit, they can't find an excuse that makes much sense, the police get called, the lawyers get called, the YouTube teams get called. Hey, we can't stop this thing. You know, he's exposing me. I don't know. I think I'm going to lose this fight. Let's take his whole channel down. Let's take the rights to everything, because you know what? He got me. It's checkmate. It's almost like when you playing chess, not the chess game of life, but the real game of chess, right? And somebody checkmates you and you get mad and smack all the pieces off the board. You're checkmated already. It don't matter if you tell this person. It don't matter if you smack all the pieces off the board. Your king has been checked, and you can't get out of check. It is what it is, Wack 100. You have been exposed. Because again, if you let Wack 100 tell it, he gonna pull up on you. He wants you to pull up on him. He gonna get down at the drop of a dime. He gonna get down. He gonna squabble. But when you get put in a position that Wack has been put in by HASSAN Campbell, you gotta know, man, it's not too many ways out. Not even a squabble, not even a fade could get you out of these allegations, could get you out these statements that you made over the phone. It gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deep in a rap when you scratching the surface. It's always deep in a rap. And like I said, Haas claims that Wack has a whole lawyer team trying to take his page down. He has a whole YouTube team. He said he runs a label. He has people that handles these matters. And that's called a PR move, public relations. Right now, in the public eye, Wack isn't looking too good, my G. Wack, you're not looking too good in the public eye. And if you don't know, I'm going to inform you. When these celebrities or these so-called celebrities get themselves in a position they can't get out of, when they put their foot in their mouth talking too much over the phone, They got a whole public relations team. It's called PR, to try to clean up the relationship with the public. But I'm going to tell you this. Everything you said over that phone, Wack, is damning. It's something that you're not going to be able to pull yourself out of. You look crazy jumping on Clubhouse, trying to explain and going back and forth. You look crazy. Yeah, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, but you've dug a hole that I don't think you're going to be able to get out of. You might want to make amends with HASSAN Campbell. You might want to be the one to apologize. Because if any more audio comes out, Wack, it's just not looking good, my boy. It's not looking good. You looking crazy right now, Haas. I mean, not Haas, but Wack. You're looking crazy. And Haas, you checkmated him. I'm going to tell you like this. Salute the Haas for that. Salute the Haas. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my fourth angle. My fourth angle. And that's Haas claiming that he has New York City on his back. And I gotta say, that statement is facts. NYC, y'all been looking like suckers ever since Biggie Smalls got smoked and nobody did anything. If you got, a lot of you young is not going to remember, but in the 90s, it was a lot of tension. It was a lot of beef between the East and the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Everybody understands that Pac is from the East Coast, but he was representing the West and he got murdered out there on the West. But Biggie was an East Coast artist, Brooklyn, New York, that came to LA and got smoked. And nobody rode for Big. Nobody slid for Big. Nobody did anything for Biggie Smalls. And soon enough, you start seeing West Coast artists making their way to NYC, making their way to the Breakfast Club, making their way to do business in New York. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think these West Coast artists are checking in when they come to New York? Do you think these West Coast artists are paying, or being extorted, or giving up funds and money to be protected when they come to NYC? Nada. Nada. At the most, they might be making phone calls to find out who got the fire bud, because we all know for a long time, LA trumped NYC when it came to the smoke. So at the most, I can see LA artists coming out to New York and saying, who got the smoke? But when you turn the situations around, when you turn the tables around, and East Coast artists come to LA, they're all being extorted. Every single last one of them are being extorted. If they're just directly paying out, or if they're claiming a gang over there and they're paying something to the hood, they're being extorted. Haas is the first guy I've seen in a long time from NYC stand on his own 2 feet and say he ain't going for it. And it is what it is. And if you want smoke, we can go out in a blaze. We can go out in a blaze. I'd rather be laid down before I'm extorted or paying you guys anything. So you gotta salute Haas. That is the New York that I remember when I was small. How New Yorkers would stand on business. Yeah, all that began going downhill when Biggie was smoked. And it never, they never bounced back from that, NYC. So y'all better stand behind Haas. Y'all better salute Haas. Y'all might want to take a note out of his book on how to stand on business. Stand on your own 2 feet. If you don't, listen, man, you got to stand up. It is what it is. So I'm going to say salute the Haas, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. It's an up and down thing. I'm going to speak facts. Sometimes the facts is going to rub you the wrong way, but I rock with Haas. And I see what you're doing, my G. Checkmate. Everybody in NYC might want to follow behind Haas or take a note out of his book on how to stand on business. Haas has New York on his back right now. Right now. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my fifth and my final angle. My fifth and my final angle. And that's just me as Grown Man Business TV sitting back and watching the big dogs lose the slogan. Watching these big platforms use the slogan. It is what it is, man. It's flattering. Imitation, it's flattering. And I appreciate the love. It lets me know that y'all watching. I normally don't even do 5 angles. I normally don't go this long, but I had to step in and tap in with y'all. I appreciate the love. It's all love. It is what it is. This platform is growing organically. It's constant elevation. We only going to the top. But we going to do it the right way. We not going to bend. We not going to break. We not going to fold. We not going to sell no integrity. If you notice my last video, you know what I'm saying, Wack 100 Exposed Part 3, that joint didn't even get monetized. They said it wasn't suitable for ads. We digging too deep over here. It's getting to the real. That's what Grown Man Business TV is about. So you know what? I normally delete those videos when they go yellow. I only want the videos that go green. Yeah, but I'm going to leave that video up. I'm going to leave that video up just because the views show me that people are in tune, even though YouTube would not monetize that video. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, but you got to know they listening. You got to know they watching. They keep an eye on who they know is up next. They keep an ear open for who they know is up next. And that's Grown Man Business TV. TV. Don't forget the TV. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But this is Grown Man Business TV at all times, my dogs. At all times, my G's. They watching. They listening. Academics, Wack 100, using the slogan, talking about multiple this and multiple that. It was nobody on this whole platform talking about multiple anything before Grown Man Business TV tapped in. So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business. And listen, you can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man business. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut. No extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing, and we not dressing nothing up. HASSAN Campbell, we giving it to you straight raw. Wack 100, we giving it to you straight raw, my G's. And it is what it is. We just went line for line, play for play, chess move for chess move, bar for bar on what's going on between the East and the West Coast. It's looking like it might be an East and a West Coast war, because I don't think anybody from the East Coast is going for the extortion anymore. I don't think anybody from the East Coast is going to check in anymore. I don't think anybody from the East Coast is going to tolerate gang members from the West Coast smoking their artists over some money, over extortion. You feel me? And then, you know, the whole guns trafficking, the whole you was admitting to selling guns and moving guns to other gang members so they could eliminate each other. This is audio that's incriminating, my boy. This is audio that can land you in a federal penitentiary. It gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deep in a rap when you scratching the surface, and we definitely scratching the surface. We scratching the surface here at Grown Man Business TV. And that right there is telling. Last but not least, again, I gotta say it, Wack 100 is the guy that will get the whole squad indicted. Wack 100 is the guy that's gonna be on the wiretap for hours upon hours upon hours. When y'all get indicted and y'all go into court, y'all gonna hear hours and hours of Wack 100 running his mouth. That deserves a DP. That deserves a head up fade with somebody. You shouldn't be able to claim Pyro until you shoot the fade. Until you squabble, until you get DP'd for those actions. Because that's very embarrassing. Don't look good on the game. It don't make y'all look good over there, man. Y'all looking real, y'all looking crazy, right? I'm going to just say that y'all looking crazy. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Y'all already know it's Grown Man Business TV. And y'all can tap in or you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest? I suggest you tap in. Gang.